This is the title. We can understand that we are in the Middle East, we are in this region, we have also North Africa, both together. They need to be together. They are packed right now, and I think it's the time which is really needed to be beside each other. So I prepared this lecture honestly for you. I spent a long time preparing it since I have been invited to be with you. And I will start with some definitions also, a background and then definitions. You will see, just to be with me, understand. All what I see, nothing new, it's logic and it's normal. But maybe from, how can I say, person to another, we have different views. I try not to put my view. It's not my vision at all, it's not my view. I try to put the right facts. They know what's on the ground. And then you will ask me if you have any questions. Right? Next please. I will start with introduction, then definitions, then I will talk about Arab Spring, political security changes and results, then Islamic State in Iraq and Levant, ISIL. Some people, they believe ISIL is Islamic State in Iraq and Libya. Like ISIS, Islamic State in Iraq and in Syria, right? No, ISIL, Islamic State in Iraq and Levant, which is Rashad. Next, please. And then I will talk about topics of terrorism activities, significant indications, strategic objectives of countries of concern, contradictions, and questions. One by one, we will see what I'm preparing to you. Try to understand, don't worry. Everybody, you will have the presentation. As you see, I wrote everything. It's for you. I wrote everything. What I explain more, just explanation, but I wrote everything which you need. Okay? And then, free 10 ticket from the laptop of Dr. Iran, if he doesn't mind, and then it will be with you. If you have any questions, you'll have my email. According to how much big question you are, you will find my answer very quickly. If it's small, well, if it's big, okay. Okay, so next please. Okay, you know, just I was telling Dr. Ghoneim right now, history is very old. Maybe the most known country, which is ancient like Egypt, 6,415 years. This is the number, by the way. 6,000, it's not 7 years. 7,000, 6,400, about 15 years, okay? And, you know, you find history coming up, coming down with the country. Coming up, coming down. Always I tell my officers when I was in the service, because we studied military history, don't ever study history vertically only. You have to study history vertically and horizontally. What I mean from with that example, if I talk about Bangladesh, it wasn't Bangladesh, it was Pakistan. So that was Eastern Pakistan, and it was Bangladesh. See, so in that time, before 1971, when it was Pakistan, okay? So how was Egypt? How was UAE? How was the United States? You have to think this way. Again, 6,000 years before, or 5,000 years before Christianity. Where was the United States? Where was Sham? Where was this, you know, whatever, any place in the country? Believe me, what you can notice from that you will find that, how can I say, eras are repeated. They are repeated. They are repeated. Same incidents, for example, happening in 100 years, in some decades or centuries, 5,000 years ago, 4,000 years ago, are to be repeated after 1,000 years or 2,000 years. Because it's a human being. I hope you understand what I mean. Anyway, so here I will start with the Second World War. Because really, that was the most effective, incident, or what happened after the Second World War is the real start, I can believe, of what's going on right now and what we have. After the Second World War, which was finished for 1945, okay? So we had four main countries, which are the United States, UK, France, and Russia. they consider themselves that they are the victor countries. They defeated their enemies, the Germans, Italians, Japanese, and so on, right? And the idea of United Nations started in 1945, okay? Arab League started, same, just a few months after, I think, which is Arab League, Jamaat al-Dawla Arabiya. But Soviet Union and the United States believed that they could not manage the world together as they like. The United States believe it's a superpower, a global power. Soviet Union believe that they are a global power, but they cannot work together. So what they can do? Should they start fighting each other again? They did not fight each other, but did they start Third World War? No, they started what we call it Cold War, and we will see it. It's one of my definitions. And after Cold War, for a long time, so do you know Antar's story, how was he competing his friends? He was putting his finger in the mouth and the teeth of his colleague in the juice, and his colleague putting his finger in the juice, and then the one screamed first, he is the loser, right? This is same. Like Cold War, everybody was just putting his finger in the juice of the other side, but Soviet Union screamed first, perhaps. Then we discovered that we have only one global power, which is the United States. And beside, which they call it now 1+5. Beside the only global power, which is the United States, we have 5 great countries, 5 superpowers also. But down, let me say a little down, which is the 4 main countries: United States, UK, France, Germany. Even it's not a member of the Security Council. Let me tell you, when when the United States started, China came besides the 4, which I mentioned before, because it's had very big population. So to be permanent in the Security Council. And I think the United Nations started with around 26 countries, and they extended until now it's like 193 countries. Anyway, what I'm talking about, so these 5 great countries, which are Germany, France, UK, Russia, and China, and then we have one global power. They are, how can I say? I can say that they are dominating the directions of this world by their words. They think together, they plan together, and they achieve whatever they want. And by the way, that's why I'm ending with their strategic objectives, and you will see. Next, please. There are many views of dividing the world in regions. As I told you, it's a globe. And we have regions. And as we have global power and superpowers, we have also regional powers. So we have, this is the one which I want, with 12 regions. With 12 regions. North Africa, side, Middle East, I consider them one region, but actually, it's considered in political affairs 2 regions. North Africa started from Egypt, as you know, until Mauritania, right? And Middle East is starting also from Egypt, which is Sinai, until Afghanistan. So, anyway, you can see that we have Latin America, it's a region, you have Central America, you have North America, you have Western Europe, you have Eastern Europe, you have Central Asia, you have Eastern Asia, you have the Middle East, as I told you, South Asia, you have Southeast Asia, which is including Australia, by the way. So within these 12 regions, you can find the regional powers in each region. I believe that we have in the Middle East 5 regional powers, which is Turkey, Iran, Saudi Arabia, Israel, and Egypt. I'm not arranging by power, by the strength, but it's like that. Remember, to be a power doesn't mean that you have nuclear. Okay? Germany doesn't have nuclear bomb. Germany? No. Yeah? But it's one of the superpower countries, right? It doesn't mean that you are very rich, right? But there is something, maybe it's not the time to explain it, which is national security. We call it the power of the country itself. There are many dimensions. It's like political power, military power, which is defense power, economical power, environmental and resources, energy as well, security even, which is cyber security power, empowerment of women. Anyway, there is formula for that, and then you can arrange the countries. Which one could be the most powerful among the other? As the most powerful is the more able to influence its role, in the region. Next, please. So I'm going for definitions. Take it very simply. Next. Dispute. Maybe one day I will have disagreement. You are Zamalkawi, I'm Adawi, I'm not Adawi. And then we disagree together. This is disagreement, right? This disagreement maybe goes to dispute. So the first level always of this, how can I say, an acceptance between two people is disagreement. Maybe it goes to dispute. I'm disputing you for a specific reason. Not because you are allowing his Zamalkawi, but because he did something or something against your interest. And then you will have this kind of dispute. And dispute usually is disarmament, it's not armed. And it has dialogue, two-way talks. It's not one-way kind of speech. And that's why you find dispute resolution from the side. Why? Because there is a way, there is a place to talk together. There is, how can I say, there is a chance, opportunity to see the opinion of each other, the views of each other. So dispute, I can say, is the first main level of one against one, some against some, country against country, interest against interest, right? It is the first main level after disagreement. Next, please. Then conflict. Conflict, by the way, experts said, they define it in different ways. One of them, that internal personal conflict, right, which is really very important, which is affecting some population like Arabic population, especially let me talk about my country. When you find the person himself or herself has a personal internal conflict, this will reflect to many after that up to armed conflict. If you are conflicting yourself inside, maybe you will fight the other way. See? So there's internal conflict, there's external conflict. There's national conflict inside, which may lead to civil war, which we'll talk about, and there is external conflict, nation against nation. Conflict could be armed, could be not armed, not at all. Like, how can I tell you, there is social conflict, by the way. I'll give you an example. You know what is the main conflict of ideology of this world? I believe one of the main conflicts that, how can I say, nations are two main types: a religious nation or just national nation. Like UAE is a national government; it's not a religious government. It doesn't mean that you don't pray. The most people pray, but as ideology, Egypt is the same. Saudi Arabia is a religious nation, right? Nepal was a religious nation. So our chief staff had mentioned there, and they converted from kingdom to republic. And the king was like God, by the way. Whatever, it's the religion. They rule with Sharia, their Sharia, which is Nepal, which is Hindu Sharia. The religious nation of Buddhism still, by the way. So the religious nation which believes that to implement what they do is Sharia. But the national nation, like Bangladesh, Egypt, I'm not sure about Pakistan, I don't think so. not even Iran. And it doesn't mean that this one is bad, this one is good. It's not like that. It's not all like that. Saudi Arabia is a nation, right? But its attitude, it's inside the country, but its attitude with outside the country is like national, very national beliefs and ideology. Anyway, this kind of conflict. So like some Islamists would like to have all the world with religious ideology. And maybe the people, secular want all the world with secular ideology. Right? This kind of conflict. It's not armed. Maybe it will be armed, and I'm leading you to this point right now. Next, please. So, war. And now I have a question. War is an armed conflict, right? War. And some scientists